Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Good Work Show. We're still in social distancing mode, but we have another fun drop-in show for you today. So, special guest, what is your name?
Greetings and salutation. My name is John Thomas.
So John is a friend of the Good Work Show, and he's a finance guy, but we know him best for his work with nonprofits. And so tell us about the nonprofit that you're connected to.
So I'm connected to two. Back on My Feet. My Feet is a running organization that support homeless individuals and getting them back on my feet via running, and getting set up on getting them back on my feet from employment and really from homeless as well. But we do it through a running, curriculum that's set up where the individuals have to commit to a certain number of days throughout the week that they come in the morning time. And as a group, we all run together. Also on Saturday mornings, we run together just to, look at health as another caveat of getting back on their feet. Second organization is USA Track and Field. So USA Track and Field, I sit on the finance and budget committee. So of course, a lot of people know USA Track and Field, but that's USA Track and Field over Georgia. So those are the two organizations that I'm a part of. As you can see, both of them have to do with running. So that's a big part of my life. So, serving those organizations, it doesn't feel like work because I enjoy running so much and it's a part of my life. So when I was looking at, nonprofit organizations or a way to give back, I wanted something I can be passionate about and it doesn't feel like work at all.
Cool.
So John has some construction happening.
Yes.
Yes.
That is not your feet running right now.
No, unfortunately. But that, to get away from the construction, sometimes I do get out for a run. Because after a while, it's like, okay, this is getting to me.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah.
So John, you do run. So right now, in our, as we call it, our COVID times, we talk about just how these things are impacting just a normal day of normal life. So all three of us typically would not be sitting at home right now on a whatever day of the week this is, because can't really keep track anymore. So talk to us about how that impacts you as a runner and tell everybody the insane amount that you actually run on a normal basis. And
I was looking at this last night and I had my best month ever running. When I would say ever, because last year when I was training, maybe 2 years ago when I was training for Chicago Marathon, during the summer, I got up to about 190 miles. And I was just training for a marathon. So that's extreme because I'm training for something, but not training for anything. To run 175 miles last month was a lot. But I was already in conditioning mode because I was scheduled to run Boston Marathon, which on April 20th got rescheduled to September 20th to 14th. So my day, now it's a little different because I wake up in the morning time. My runs have now been after the market close, after 4 o'clock. And with the weather, being in the 60s to 70s during that time, it's perfect. So it became to me like, and I get tired of hearing this sound. It's like, okay, I can't wait to get to the market close just to get away. Or I would try to do it at 2, looking at what, Zoom meetings or something like that I have going on. And I'd be like, okay, I can get away for an hour. Or, I'm located here on Peachtree. I'm about from my place to Lenox is 3 miles. So I would do Lenox and back, and that's 6. So that's, for me, that was like an easy run. Anytime I run to Lenox, mall and back, that's an easy 6 miles. Coming back is downhill. So it was good conditioning. I can definitely tell the difference in just my sleep pattern and working out and having a routine. Because that was the first part of it. Working from home, I was just about to go crazy because it's just. But I will say, with the COVID, when everything happened, like initially, and this was really funny because I've been training for the marathon, and then I go from training for the marathons, to working from home, and I said, I'm gonna go out for a run. The first mile for that first like couple of days around the end of March, anxiety was like on another level. I mean, I could not breathe getting up the hill, but it wasn't like not being conditioned. It was how anxiety just takes over you. And I'm thinking like, I'm seeing people on the sidewalk and I'm like, don't breathe. Don't talk to me. Like,
Well, hold on. I want to ask you about that. Do you run with a mask? Because there's been lots of like, so when I work out, and I don't run like nearly as much as you run, but my mom is reading all of this stuff about working out, and she's like, well, you shouldn't be running at all. And then there was this article that, there's backdraft of people breathing. Yeah. And if you're running, you have to stay even further distant than 6 feet because you're breathing harder and it goes fast. So are you listening to all of that, and what precautions are you taking as far as like you're running when you're around people?
Yeah, and I read some of those articles and research, and there's many that also say that they would have to be like the right amount of droplets that you actually have to breathe in at that particular moment before you can catch it or get anything. So yeah, think about it, but my thing is 6 feet. So I kind of try to get 6 feet from being close to somebody. But then I think about it, because I run on Peachtree, and I'm coming up, I'm like, well, if I'm worrying about 6 feet and the wind and this blowing, I'm like, well, they can be 12 feet in front of me. But if the trucks is going this way and they got droplets, so that wind is going to blow it right there by me anyway. So I'm like, even if I am 6 feet, I mean, it's actually like on 1 foot, it's like when you really start breaking this thing down, I'm like, are we factoring in wind?
All doing physics out here, trying to figure out how to like dodge droplets.
Yeah. Do you run with the mask on? Are you wearing a mask?
I don't wear a mask on. So basically what I started doing is running routes or roads, side streets where it's less people. What happens with that is there can be some heat. So the runs that become difficult runs because most people dodge hills. They like to run on a flat. Mm-hmm. So some of my runs have been some really difficult runs because of I'm just trying to dodge the people. Or I look at the time of day that I'm going out. If I go out, midday right now, there's not gonna be anybody right.
Like, so are we interrupting your prime run time right now for you being a guest on the show?
Sweet spot is 2 to 4 is like a sweet time.
Well, it's not going to be anymore now that you've told everybody, all the millions of people that listen to the Good Work Show.
Now, what are you doing about dogs? Because now you're running on side streets, so now you have to dodge people's dogs who are in the yard.
So, I told my mom, she said the same thing. She said, "You're not worrying about a dog." I said, "Mom, these are not dogs in the country. These dogs here, well treated dogs." In the area that I run in Buckhead, let's just say that the dogs are not on leash, and they don't be looking at they speak to me too. They just throw their hand. I'm like, the dog even just nod at me. I'm like, y'all dog is obedient. Okay.
Okay, so I have a real question though. Okay, so you're on the board for USA Track and Field for Atlanta. So with the Olympics being canceled or postponed or whatever, what are the athletes doing? Like, what's the situation with athletes who are at that caliber and what they're doing now? Because we can see like on Instagram, I follow a lot of NBA players and they're still kind of working out. You can see that they're trying.
Really, or do you follow one?
No, I follow a lot of them, but I really only pay attention to.
Okay, just to
She
clarify.
follow everybody, but she reads what LeBron is doing.
Right.
Yes, I see
Just
what's
in
wrong.
case any of those, yeah, just in case any of those other people mention LeBron, she follows them.
Well, that's true. Yes.
You can't really do that because look, LeBron got a whole NBA gym in house. You know, you got somebody, a rookie, he don't have all that.
Well, that's true. But so I mean, but what are the athletes doing? What are the track athletes doing? Because this would have been their time to like be getting out there and doing that. So obviously that's been not taken away from them, but you know, they don't have that option to do that. So how are they staying up, and what are you all doing in terms of USA Track and Field to kind of keep them engaged?
So, you know, a lot of men engage from a, you know, you can look at from just a competition side of things. You know, you want to keep your level of, you know, basically of conditioning up, knowing that the Olympics is going to be really in a year, right? So, but because she was almost at the peak of your training, you take some time off, or basically you bring your training out. So basically, most of you know, you sit with your coach and you redo your plan. So basically, your training plan is going to change. You may be going from, let's just say, if you was a marathon runner or you know, conditioning for, you know, a speed, you know, conditioning. You run less miles now. You know, you may have been doing 100 miles a week. You may go back down to 70. You know, just an example, just throwing numbers out there. So you just, you know, go with, you know, sit with your coach and redo your plan. Same thing for, you know, a lot of amateur runners who are training for marathons that now has been moved from the summer, like the Peachtree Road Race, just, you know, been moved from July 4th to Thanksgiving Day. So now you're just going to change your training, the number of miles that you're doing. No need of trying to do all those miles now and get your body, just working your body, and, you know, your muscles need a break. So you're really, you know, from a USA Track and Field, we're just supporting the athletes in those training plans, and also sanctioned events, because there are, you know, still many different meets and things that have been canceled as well. So communicating that with the players, support with the runners, and supporting them, and just being there for them as a you know, a bouncer, you know, to answer questions and things of that nature.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the other thing that outside of running, John is a Goodwill supporter.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
has things around the house. So he was sharing with us before we started recording a find that he has. So do you want to share with everybody what's on your table, John?
Yes. So I've been in my condo for 3 years now, and when I was going through the process of finding different things, you know, being a bachelor, you don't have certain things. So I went to the Goodwill and I bought me a salt shaker. And to this day, after 3 years, I still have my price tag still on my salt shaker here, and nobody has said anything about it. I think my mom may have said something about it before, but not having gas, I don't have nothing to worry about. So I am definitely a supporter of Goodwill. You know, going in and purchasing things, as well as, what was it, a month ago or 2 months ago? I'm lost in the months. We did the Goodwill at Morgan Stanley.
Oh, yeah.
Brought, you know, had the week of donations there at work. So I definitely believe in the Goodwill mission.
Fantastic. And we can tell that that's like 3 years old, because for those of you who have not been in a Goodwill store since then, or you're a recent shopper, you know, we don't write on the items anymore than we used to. Now we have tags that we stick on there so you can easily remove it. So yes, so we know that is a genuine old school Goodwill find.
Yes.
Yes.
Now the question is, are there things in your house now that have tags on them from Goodwill? Like, do you just not take the tags off?
I have a couple of ties that I haven't, because I got them back in March. I think in the February, March. I haven't worn them yet.
Yeah.
And I haven't put on a tie, a shirt, tie, anything, in the last month and a half. So yeah, they still have the tag on it.
So I got a question.
I take my Goodwill shopping on the road. I bought a suit in Chicago. I was going for a marathon, and my sister, who had basically really got me going to Goodwill from day one, she was like, "Oh, you have to always go to this, Goodwill when you come up here." So went up there, and let me tell you something. That was a nice suit, and it was a nice suit that was Chicago, thick wool fabric. Oh my goodness, I love that suit. But yeah. No, I'm a
sitting here
supporter.
like really thinking about this suit. Like, I mean,
Yeah, that was one of my favorite.
Fine. So I have a question because this is apparently casual day. Every day's casual day for most people now. If you're working from home, when is the last time anybody put on a belt? Because I put on a belt. I had to go out of the house last. Actually, it was on Monday because I went to one of our store locations and we were prepping for, kind of reopen and looking at safety measures. But I had on a pair of jeans that I needed to put on a belt. That was the first time I put on a belt in a month. It was fine. I didn't have any, I could still do it, but it was just so random that I was like, I've not put on a belt in at least a month.
I did it once, and it was a pair of jeans that I wore out to Target, and yeah, but everything else has been. So I used to be in healthcare years ago. I had scrubs on the other day, and I went to Publix and some scrubs. I was like,
you were trying to get that healthcare worker discount. Don't.
I looked at the back and had the cab medical on there. I was like, all right, well, just look. Don't walk up to me and ask me nothing.
What you were trying to do was go in on that early shopping hour so you could pass as a medical worker so you could get
what? I'm glad you just put that on my shirt. So you know what? I've been trying to find some Lysol, and I bet you don't.
I know you qualify for elderly hours, so you can just go on anyway.
Fridays is healthcare and first responders.
Yeah.
At Publix. So I can do it on a Friday. Yeah. Any other day, I'm not a senior citizen yet, but yeah. You almost there though.
When's the last time you put on a belt, Trenise?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I was thinking the other day, I just need to start putting on real shoes again and just walking around the house in heels just to reacclimate myself to walking in real shoes again, just because I'm
about that same thing. I was like, I'm not sure I'll be able to walk in heels, and that's going to be a problem for me because majority, if I don't have heels, it's tennis shoes. I don't have any.
I've been in my my UGG house shoes because they're nice and warm, and flip-flops. I had on my Chucks the other day. I haven't put on shoes for real in a long time, so I'm like, I might just have to start walking around in some heels just to feel like I'm trying to edge myself back into the real world. So maybe that'll be the day I wear a belt and heels.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna change my dress code coming out of this.
No more bow ties.
I am loving the savings that I'm having from the cleaner.
Oh yeah.
It's like the small things like that. I'm like, what in the world? The money I was spending at the cleaners, just on dress shirts and suits going in. So now I decided, you know what? I'm gonna have the blazer and just a mock shirt or something up under, some type of easy. but I'm back. You think about it, you get used to this, and I'm like, okay, I can do a lot of meetings from home.
Oh yeah.
So and they're talking about really get us back in the office. I might be in the office and I might be here until September.
I really feel like the world needs to take a good look at how often do you really need to go out of your house. We should be on a schedule. Traffic is great. There's less car pollution. There's not a lot of need.
Yeah, I realize I really like my house. I really like my house.
And I'm an outdoors person. Like one day in the house without going outside, I'm good.
No, you can go outside. You just don't have to like go to work or you don't.
Right.
Need to get in my car and just ride. I need to see a stoplight. I just need to go.
No, you grow up with no stoplights.
You,
so
like,
why do you need stoplights now?
Huh?
I said you didn't grow up with no stoplights. Why you need stoplights now?
I grew up with one. And you know what? I need to see at least one stoplight. You know? Seeing no stoplights, I feel, you know what? The first time I feel like I've never been on it, and I hope, Lord, I never will be on it. House arrest. I'm like, if somebody's on house arrest, I'm like, this is house arrest. Like, what in the world? Like, I don't need to be on house arrest until I get like this, what's that old Tyler Perry mansion that's 20,000 square feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can be in a house 20,000 square feet. Yeah. You know what? Because I can just run around, get lost, forgot a room I never went in. That's good house arrest. But
the funny thing is what you said, I don't need to be on house arrest until. I don't need to be on house arrest period.
Yeah. So once I have a big house, I'm like, you know what? I might do something.
What crime can I commit to get on house arrest?
It can't be nothing major because major stuff you don't get house arrest. Like I need to do something like, I don't know.
You can't always be assured that you're gonna get house arrest even if it is minor. So you might want to rethink that.
You need a good lawyer. You need a good lawyer. All the ones that be on TV,
Called the strong arm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's on house arrest. I do think there needs to be a concerted plan. I would say at least for traffic, because I can now get to everywhere I need to go in 30 minutes, which if you know where I live, that's a
road trip. You pack a lunchbox come out there where you at.
Right. So to keep that sort of sanity in my life, I have to go places.
People live in South Carolina.
Yeah, but people should only drive from now on certain days. Just get all your stuff done on certain days.
Okay.
Or go by your tag. If your tag starts with whatever this section of letters or numbers, you can go on this day. That'll be easy to make it easy for law enforcement to see whether you're out when you shouldn't be. I just feel like it's
first of all, it is 2020. You shouldn't have to go anywhere with no tags. Tags at this point should be mailed and just be there the next day. Like some of this stuff.
I'm talking about your vehicle tag. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I'm talking about those kind of tags. You need that should be sent to you.
It is.
They are sent to you.
I'm saying on your car when you.
That paper.
This conversation has officially gone off the rails.
Where are you going to get your tag?
No,
never mind.
I said no. If your vehicle tag starts with A through F or 1 through 4, then you can go on Monday.
I got you. Okay. I thought you said something else. Yeah, okay, I'm with you. Yeah. But then no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Why?
Yeah.
Just no.
Look, because then I'm gonna tell my wife, look, I need to go out this day. Let me drive your car.
I have a wife. That's a moot point.
It's like I was just gonna get a wife so we can go out the house 2 days a week. I don't, that's all I need it for. I just need an extra car. Just get another car.
Yeah,
wouldn't it be cheaper just to get a second car?
Yeah.
Your car, weekend car.
All you have to do is plan your life around your day. I mean, it's that simple.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to be going out that much anyway. Well, you can run everywhere you go.
Well, that's true. I mean, you can run the Linux. You don't need a car.
I think that was a little low blow there.
No, I'm saying that was legit.
You could too if you didn't stay out in South Carolina.
But I'm not as strong of a runner as you. I'm not running 100 miles in 1 month or anywhere near that. So I if I get a good 3, 4, 5 in a week, I'm actually like that.
I mean, look, you might not do 100 miles, okay? But I did see a video. I don't know who it was, but somebody was on the track. They did 100 feet.
I did some sprints and they were 50-yard dashes. So yes.
She was maxed out, but she was in high gear. I was like, this girl she is ready. Talking about the Olympics. We gonna put you on a USATL. Come on. The way you was
I was not that fast. I was not that fast.
Okay, all right. You was reliving your track days. You was having a flashback.
I never ran track. That's the thing. So part of my practice was my daughter coaching me about how I should start, because I never learned how to run out of blocks, because I just never was comfortable going down and then coming back up. So she was actually trying to get me. She did run track for a little bit, so she was trying to teach me how to run and start that way. But I wasn't very good at it. So
yeah, you seem very stubborn. Thank you. Yeah. But it's okay.
All right, guys.
We're glad that you. I'm just so glad that you're out there. Next time there's a friend, a coworker, a sister by the name of Trenise. I don't know if you know her, but extend the invitation.
I would extend the invitation, except for I already know what the answer is gonna be. So
first of all,
I'm not gonna waste my time.
Just imagine this a cup from one of the coffee places. You can come out there with the cup. What we running to today? Coffee mug.
No, Trenise has figured out how to make her own Starbucks level coffee at home.
I have.
I bought some, and it just didn't come out the way that. Now the first batch I tried to do with Starbucks. The first week I did Dunkin' Donut. Yeah, so I bought me some, Starbucks coffee. And let me tell you, that coffee was so strong. I was like, oh my God. So here it is. So let me tell you, I love talking about myself because sometimes it's funny. I have to laugh at myself. So the Dunkin' Donut, I used 3 scoops. 3 1 tablespoon scoops, right? So I'm looking at the bag of the Starbucks. I was doing the numbers and the math and everything because I got to break this thing down. I did the math and that thing said 7. I was like, 7 seems like a lot compared to 3. But I'm gonna go ahead and go with the numbers I did. I did the math. So I put 7 in there. Man,
You put.
It was so strong.
What size pot did you have?
Well, it was a 2 cup.
Oh Jesus!
I was doing. Look, I don't blame me. I blame Starbucks. Starbucks put the wrong math on there.
This makes me so worried. If that's the way you do math, I'm worried about a lot of personal issues right now, because if that's how you do math,
right?
Look. We
don't have to have a conversation after this.
I'm a logical person. Like, the numbers say this. Look, that's why I'm not a poet. I don't like to write. Don't ask me about how the poem. What was the feeling of the poem? I don't know. I didn't write it. I didn't. I don't know. But you give me some science and some math, because you can't get it wrong. It's right there. Do the numbers.
So you just have to have the right tools. You can't
get it wrong,
apparently. So you're gonna have to send me. You're gonna have to send me your address, because there is something from Williams-Sonoma that will help you make the perfect cup of coffee every time. So I'll send it to you.
Okay. Do I have to invest anymore?
No, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it for you and send it to you.
Oh, well, you know what?
That's very generous.
You know what? Your mom always said you was good. You was good for something. But she said, you know what? Trenise definitely has a good heart. I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, she does. Yes.
Oh.
So anyway, since we're on a positive note, this is where we're gonna end today, because I have a feeling this could deteriorate at any minute.
No, we always on a good note. Elaine, what's your shirt say? Fight back?
Oh, yes, it says fight back with boxing gloves against Parkinson's. So this is my shirt that I got from Tidal Boxing Company, and they do every year. They do a fundraiser, and they sell fight back things, because people with Parkinson's. My grandmother passed away from Parkinson's a few years ago, and so they use a lot of boxing for hand-eye coordination to help people with Parkinson's get back and sort of learn how to do that. And so since I'm into boxing, I thought the shirt would be cool. So supporting Rocksteady Boxing, which is the company that does does it. So
What's going on with leadership? What are y'all doing right now?
Leadership Atlanta, we are doing good. So we're socially distant right now. We had to postpone one of our program days, which will come up at the middle of May. But then there's been a lot of connection with Zoom. So a lot of project team meetings have been going on with Zoom. Every Friday, there's a pop-in, say hello, lunch sort of hour. We were doing that as an option before COVID hit. So if anybody could do, it was a Friday where you could, pop into whatever restaurant, and if your schedule allowed, you could go and kind of meet up. And so we've been doing that on Zoom. And then, just different people have been checking on each other and connecting on our own. And then there's been a lot of our classmates that have been active with COVID based on where they're working. So Bernice King in the King Center, she's been doing a lot of online programming. We got Raphael Holloway from Gateway Center, which I talked about before, serving the homeless and unsheltered. And then we have lots of other organizations, people in finance and people in large companies and small businesses. And Ashley Bell from SBA, he's been all over the place right now and giving out information. So my class has been active, very active in different spaces, but we're all still trying to stay together and hoping that at some point we will be able to graduate, but it might be click here to graduate. Click here to, we'll be in the same vein as all of the other high school seniors and college seniors at this point, because, very interesting times.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks, John, for joining us today.
Yes. I'm glad I was able to pop in last minute before I go out and get a run in. It's Friday, so better get a good run in today.
Well,
New month, I need to do my 175 miles. I challenge Trenise to do 25 miles for the month. We'll check back in on May 31st.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, that's solid right there.
That's solid. That's fair.
Get on Nike app, something to track your miles. We got 25 miles for the month, and I think you can do it. That's easy.
Yeah, because you could do one a day and just be done.
I know. I feel like that's a fair challenge. I mean, that along with my failed, I feel like I need to accomplish something in this. I've been trying to knit that has not been going well. So I need another challenge during our COVID
You
time.
should post that challenge online. That's actually a pretty good one.
You can walk it.
I mean, you're making me sound like I'm an invalid, like I can't do it. So, I mean.
I think Trenise would get a full 30.
Yeah, she should be able to do 30, yes.
No, I said I think she would. I didn't say she should be able to. See, when you say it, it sounds totally different.
It's like,
look,
I don't know
my issue with Trenise is the commitment. It ain't the condition to kill you.
Are
it's
you
just
saying
like,
that I'm uncommitted? You don't know me.
To that, I would say
again,
yes.
we said this conversation is going to slide downhill. It's gone. It is gone there.
Didn't I say I tried to cut it off because I was like, this isn't going to end.
To your community service, you are on it. You are there. You are 100%. But if I say, go look, 6 o'clock in the morning, let's meet at Stone Mountain, then we might have some issues. Then it might
you
be
ain't
like,
going to Stone Mountain at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, that's a lot. Okay, so how about this? We can make this. We should join in Trenise's, give back to the community with your run challenge, and it could be anybody who wants to support. Does Back on My Feet have an opportunity for where like people can give Trenise money if she runs the mile, and then they can give it to Back on My Feet?
I think John should just pay.
I don't know, but I can figure that out.
I think that would be good. So, that could be a challenge for more than just Trenise, but it could be a fundraiser for Back on My Feet for people who are not runners like you, because, you make like $1 million, but like just people who don't like run that often to get moving in the month of May. So you know, hey, you give $1 for every, hey, I'm collecting $1 for every mile I run. That's simple. If you go do 25 and that's a $25 investment to help.
Let me check into that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Get that, and we'll reconnect.
We ended on a high note.
Beautiful.
Giving back.
We're gonna stop right here. Nobody say anything else. Thank you for joining us this week on the Good Work Show. We hope you enjoyed our latest drop-in show.